boastful. His I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that.
Yeah.
And
Do you guys ever talk outside the ring?
I'm pity with him. I'm pity with him.
Bad about my company. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. I work hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
They said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes.
Manny Pacquiao has publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather, calling out what he describes as a $500 million financial misstep and extravagant spending habits, saying, "I feel sorry for him." While Pacquiao recognizes Mayweather's remarkable talent inside the ring, he takes issue with his intense focus on luxury, ostentatious living, and equating self-worth with wealth. He emphasizes the importance of principles over possessions, suggesting that a lasting impact is measured by more than money.
Now, in the beginning of this conversation, you say, I don't like boastful people. How was it like fighting Mayweather then? Did he get on your nerves? Because I feel like he's a little bit more boastful than the people you might be wanting to hang out with.
It's kind of, yeah, he's boastful. His I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that.
Yeah.
And
do you guys ever talk outside the ring?
I'm pity with him. I'm pity with him because I want to share the word of God in him if he believe God.
Yeah. I've heard he's a generous man. I think he's done good things. I think sometimes, he kind of reminds me of like a lot of people are like this, by the way, including myself. I'm not just saying him. I'm including myself. The man who goes up to Jesus and says, "What should I do to get into heaven?" He says, "Sell all your belongings." And he walked away crying because he couldn't sell his belongings.
Exactly.
I feel like that sometimes too when I'm working for my wife or I'm working for my family. But then the conviction of like, all right, you got to make sure you're doing it the honest way, the right way, the loving way, not the cheap and easy way. Sometimes people, they try to do both.
There's a discipline, a balance, like discipline, control yourself. Like, for example, you're earning money. So what I did is like, I help the church. I give the 10% to the church, helping the church to run and establish more churches. And the 10% separate to help the poor people, building houses, giving a sustainable livelihood, like that. Just manage the financial.
Floyd Mayweather has rejected the scam accusations, labeling them as entirely untrue, and revealed that this marks the first time he has pursued legal action. He has initiated a $100 million defamation lawsuit in New York against Business Insider, specifically naming Insider Incorporated and reported Daniel Geiger as the defendants. Mayweather maintains that the coverage is unjust and is intended to harm his reputation and legacy.
So, I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Amid reports linking Floyd Mayweather to bankruptcy rumors and alleged financial schemes, Manny Pacquiao called out Mayweather for prioritizing earnings from exhibition fights over building a lasting boxing legacy. He suggested that Mayweather's pride may now be backfiring. Pacquiao emphasized that genuine champions demonstrate humility rather than flaunting wealth, reminding fans that true greatness is shown inside the ring, not through diamonds, private jets, or self-promotion. According to Pacquiao, a meaningful legacy is reflected in actions, not in flashy displays. The fighter he referenced in this context appears to be Conor McGregor.
The fighter is, I believe his name's Conor McGregor, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? And if you have, what do you think of that? Just him as a fighter and then that whole Mayweather wanting to fight him.
I don't want to make the story.
You can be modest.
I don't want to make the story big and the issues big. So I just want to. I want to keep my mouth shut.
Floyd Mayweather has long presented himself as a model of financial success, but recent documents from the Internal Revenue Service suggest otherwise. While he continues to claim that all his tax obligations are resolved, the IRS records indicate that he still owes millions in unpaid taxes. This isn't a matter of minor errors or routine delays. These numbers point to a substantial financial liability. The contrast between Mayweather's public persona and his actual situation is striking, leading many to question whether his statements are more about maintaining his image than reflecting reality. With mounting evidence, it's becoming harder to reconcile his extravagant lifestyle with the financial instability suggested by these records.
Getting a letter from the IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by the IRS in 2020. He had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. A big expense of about $14 million that he says he paid for legal expenses. The government didn't agree with this expense and said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes on his tax return. This is how Floyd got KO'd into the hot water with the tax authorities. Comment on the word free below this video and I'll send you access to a free call and discuss your tax situation with the most experienced attorney and get the best possible recommendations in a few minutes. Make sure you're following so you can receive the link immediately after your comment.
In recent years, Floyd Mayweather has increasingly relied on exhibition fights as a major source of income, often supported by high-profile sponsorships. Some of the most profitable partnerships came from cryptocurrency companies looking to leverage his global reputation. While these deals brought in substantial money, concerns emerged about the legitimacy and reliability of certain crypto projects he endorsed. Reports indicate that Mayweather may not have fully understood these ventures or failed to conduct proper due diligence. This has sparked criticism that he focused on quick financial gains rather than accountability, unintentionally exposing his followers to risky schemes. His involvement in these cryptocurrency promotions underscores a recurring pattern, prioritizing profit over principle.
That's how you know investing in crypto is the cool thing to do right now. So Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather just had their fight. Logan went 8 rounds with the 50-0 Mayweather, but look at their shorts. So first of all, here is Logan's shorts that he wore. He had Blockfolio as a sponsor, which, you know, we all track our portfolios on Blockfolio, and he also had Superbid. Superbid is some kind of random coin that sponsored Logan, and their whole website right now is just about how they sponsored him. But let's take a look at Floyd's shorts. Floyd Mayweather was sponsored by Ethereum Max, which is just some random ass coin that paid Floyd to put them on his shorts. As you can see, it's one of those 0.00 shit coins. It's down 10% even after the promo. So I obviously don't recommend buying any of those coins. But you can see that Floyd and Logan were both sponsored by crypto companies, which is honestly pretty cool for an event this big.
However, his involvement has raised broader concerns about celebrities promoting financial products without adequate oversight. When someone of Mayweather's prominence endorses a cryptocurrency, it can create a sense of legitimacy that many fans accept without question. Unfortunately, several of these ventures have proven to be either unstable or outright fraudulent. The largely unregulated nature of the crypto market allows bad actors to exploit celebrity endorsements as a form of bait. Mayweather's repeated association with these risky deals has intensified calls for stronger consumer protections and stricter guidelines for financial endorsements in sports and entertainment. Some of these scams are even carried out by anonymous operators hiding behind online personas.
While executing these scams are like anon people hiding behind a Pepe avatar. And of course, there's a laundry list of famous influencers, Logan Paul, Kim Kardashian's David Dobrik, that have all endorsed these absolute shitcoin scam casino rugs that leaves their investors high and dry because they paid them a bunch of money up front and maybe they didn't know any better because it's such a nascent space. But I am just flabbergasted that the highest paid boxer, one of the most famous people on the planet, Floyd Mayweather, has managed to become a repeat offender as a scam artist. Now, everybody knows Floyd's an opportunist. He's an entrepreneur. He likes to make money. He always has money, talks about money. That's his shtick. That's his persona. That's fine. You can make money. You can be a hustler. You can get paid a bunch to box, do whatever you want. But you got to draw the line somewhere.
Regarding Mayweather's current career direction, it's been noted that while his talent in the ring is undeniable, his focus has shifted toward exhibition matches instead of competitive fights. According to Hun, this move isn't motivated by a desire to build a legacy or passion for the sport, but rather by necessity. Without major sponsorships or headline pay-per-view events, Mayweather may be maneuvering to maintain his financial position. Exhibitions, which carry lower risk and offer high returns, have seemingly become his primary approach.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Eddie. So one day, somebody asked me, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now.
Yeah. But Eddie will say some shit like that, man.
Eddie will say some shit like that. But one thing, don't worry about that. But me and Eddie got it clear. Didn't we, Eddie? Yeah. One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less, can't be less than 10, because then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of the account. Eddie, hold on.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. You know what I'm saying? Two hungry fuckers for money.
Floyd Mayweather's former friend and longtime rival, 50 Cent, stirred the conversation further by publicly questioning Floyd's recent claims about property ownership. The rapper raised doubts about whether the high-value real estate Mayweather reportedly owns is actually registered under his name. While 50 Cent has criticized Mayweather in the past, this comment landed particularly strongly amid ongoing rumors about his finances. It reinforced public skepticism that Floyd's displays of wealth may be more for show than genuine, casting doubt on the authenticity of his assets. Through this, 50 Cent contributed to the growing perception that Mayweather's empire may rely more on image than on substance.
Did Floyd Mayweather make a good real estate deal? Let's break it down really quick so you can understand, yes, the fuck he did. Let's start off with the purchase price. He bought 1,000 units for $402 million. What's the math? 402 million, let's say 400 million divided by 1,000 units. That's what, people? $400,000, okay? Follow me. Now, rent in New York is about $3,000 to $4,000 for a 2 or 3 bedroom. Crazy, I know. That's how they living though. Now keep up. 400,000, what's 1% of 400,000? All right, that's $4,000. In real estate, there's something called the 1% rule, which means if something is 1% of the purchase price in rent, that means it is a cash flowing possibility, opportunity. So he has a cash flowing property straight out the gate. We're not going to mention the hundreds of millions of dollars in tax exemptions he will get for this property. It's a win for Floyd. He doesn't lose.
Shell's son, never one to hold back his opinions, shared his perspective on Mayweather's financial struggles. Instead of blaming a lack of income, Sonnen pointed to Floyd's extravagant lifestyle. According to him, the issue isn't that Mayweather didn't earn enough, but that his spending was out of control. From luxury cars to gambling and high-end indulgences, Sonnen suggests that years of unchecked expenses have finally caught up with the former champion. He stressed that even immense wealth cannot withstand continuous excess, highlighting a broader concern that Mayweather's success may be jeopardized by his inability to moderate his appetite for luxury.
Any chance that Floyd Mayweather actually steps into a UFC octagon or some cage somewhere and takes an MMA fight?
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Floyd Mayweather changed the way boxers market fights by embracing the role of the villain, arrogant, boastful, and unapologetic. He turned public disdain into huge profits, with fans tuning in not only to see him win, but often to see him lose. While this approach proved financially successful, it came at a cost. Over time, the line between his public persona and reality became blurred. Instead of being celebrated solely for his skill, Mayweather became synonymous with controversy and ego. This type of legacy, though lucrative, doesn't carry the universal respect earned by more humble champions. Logan Paul, who faced Mayweather in an exhibition match, raised a question that many find compelling. If Mayweather truly has the wealth he claims, why continue fighting in non-competitive bouts? Exhibition fights were once viewed as beneath top-tier fighters, yet Mayweather has repeatedly chosen them, highlighting the possibility that his motivations may be driven more by profits. Have observed a shift in Mayweather's activity since retiring. The business side of boxing now appears to overshadow its competitive spirit. His bout with Logan Paul, while financially rewarding, contributed little to the advancement of the sport. It functioned more as entertainment than true competition. Experts note that Mayweather seems to prioritize immediate profits over long-term contributions to boxing. There is a clear lack of mentorship or guidance for emerging fighters, with Floyd choosing instead to stay in the public eye without investing in the sport's future. This approach benefits him personally, but distances him from the values that define legendary champions. Deji, who once faced Mayweather in the ring, offered a revealing observation about the man behind the brand. He recalled an instance when a casual fan comment provoked a strong reaction from Floyd, who responded defensively rather than brushing it off. This rare display of emotional vulnerability suggests that despite his accomplishments, public perception continues to affect him deeply.
I'm not asking how much, but did you get paid at least some of it up front?
Yes.
Okay. Because obviously Logan, when he fought, he keeps talking about how he still hasn't got anything.
Yeah.
And now you have fought him.
Yeah.
You got some of it at least.
I mean, I just have better, better manager, agent, all of that.
Although you may not have done it if Logan had just been paid, right? Like maybe you needed Logan to...
No, it's because it's like, remember when I fought Vinny Hackett?
No, yeah, true. No one at that event got paid.
Everyone apart from
you and Gibb, right?
Yeah, me and Gibb, we got paid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Shout out manager. Yeah. I don't know, can you say his name?
Yeah, say his name, yeah.
Shout out Lim.
Chiverano.
Man like Chiverano.
Can we say his name?
Floyd Mayweather's public image is built around some of the most extravagant displays of wealth in sports. From private jets to multi-million-dollar watches, his lifestyle is a constant showcase of luxury. Yet behind all the glamour lies a critical question: what happens when the spotlight fades? Mayweather's identity is closely linked to his material possessions, meaning that any financial setback could strike at his sense of self. When a person's reputation is defined almost entirely by what they own, even a minor dip in finances can feel like a personal crisis.
Sonnen isn't alone either, with financial lawsuits, unpaid jewelry bills, and the crypto scam lawsuit haunting his name. The money brand seems to be leaking from all sides.
Yay!
Floyd Mayweather
Yay!
has always been the face of untouchable wealth in boxing. He turned luxury into a lifestyle, turning his nickname money into an entire identity. But the private jets and million-dollar shopping sprees, cracks in that image are beginning to show, and they're showing faster than anyone expected. Mayweather is broke, but no one's openly saying it yet, except his old rival.
Wow. I don't understand. Why the need to package these things Africans, black people do, packaging. They appear to be, why do you want to appear to be rich instead of be rich? I'm not into this. I mean, you just propaganda. It's just said he bought 400 million deal with the 62 flats in New York, and none of them were real. Why do you feel the need to embarrass yourself like that? Just live your life and enjoy. Nobody cares how much Bugatti you got. Nobody cares about how much Ferrari or how much watch your watch cost 18 million, whatever. Nobody cares. These are all liabilities. As soon as you buy the watch, you can't sell it for 18 million again. It's not physically possible. It's not an asset. He's gonna go bankrupt soon. But anyway, I wish him all the best. It is what it is.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next time.